is David Raftus. His evaluator is Harold Mendez. Harold, would you like to give us the information?
Yes, Madam Toastmaster. David's objectives are to, man, I should, where's Jerry? I gotta borrow your glasses. Okay. Select a topic, no matter how I put it, select the topic, it's all your fault there, Elliot. Select a topic which appeals to the audience. That's the first objective. Second objectives is, excuse me just a second. Make his message clear with the supporting evidence material directly relating to the message itself. And the third objective is use appropriate transition when he moves from one idea to the next idea. And finally, create a strong opening and a conclusion. Time is 5 to 7 minutes, Mr. Timer, and that's the brief speech. Looking forward to it.
Our speaker, David Raftus, with his speech, Luck or Divine Intervention.
Have you ever been in a situation where you wonder, is this all coincidence? Is this all just luck? Is there some bigger influence here that I don't understand? And if there is, why am I involved in this? I love nature. I love being outside. I can't think of a better way to spend time than to be exploring a new landscape. I actually feel the binds of everyday life just leave, and my body actually feels lighter when I'm out, without the walls of the city around me, just out in nature. This past summer, my fiancée Karen and I spent our vacation hiking in the trails of Banff and Jasper National Parks, and have such wonderful memories of that. But in 2001, my fascination was with the North. I had this urge, this yearning to go and visit this remote area of our country. I heard it was so beautiful and that you could walk and put your foot on a place where no one else had ever walked. It just sounded so magical to me. So I did some research, and I signed up with this tour group called Due North Adventures. It was going to be a 2-week hike through Kluane National Park. This is in the Yukon. Kluane is a very mountainous area. The highest mountain in Canada, Mount Logan, is in Kluane National Park. But there's also, tons of wildlife, mountain sheep, grizzly bears, rivers, valleys, meadows. It's just a gorgeous place. So we were going to do a 2-week hike. There were 9 of us, 2 guides, there were 2 married couples and 3 single guys. At the time, I was a single guy. And we were from all different parts of North America. We got to know each other pretty well. Our plan was to go in the last 2 weeks of June. So it was pretty much, the sun did set, but it was like twilight, maybe 3 or 4 hours, and then it was bright again, so there was lots of light. And also, in June though, the snow was melting from the mountains. So there's tons of snow melt, and all the creeks and rivers were just very high, very flowing, lots of rapids. The water, of course, is very, very cold. Now the plan for the hike, we would go in to the village of Haines Junction, which is northwest of Whitehorse, maybe 200 kilometers northwest. And we would hike across the tundra. Now, hiking across tundra is amazing because the mountains look like they're right there. It can take you 2 days to get across. Because anyway, so we hiked across tundra for 2 days into the foothills. And then we climbed up a mountain, went through Atlas Pass and down into a valley, the Donjek Valley. And the goal was to get to the Donjek Glacier. That was our turnaround point. And we carried everything we needed on our backs. And 7 days worth of food. A helicopter came in after 7 days and replenished our food. It was really amazing to see that helicopter come through the mountains, bringing us. We actually had a great pesto actually that night. I thought that was so cool, being in the Yukon eating pesto. Anyway, I mentioned before that we had to cross lots of rivers and creeks, and these rivers and creeks were swollen. Now this is quite a technical thing when you're crossing these rivers because it's quite dangerous. So what happens? Everybody holds hands. and you face the current that's coming at you, and you step side to side. Very carefully putting your foot down, because there's lots of rocks under there, and it can be very, very slippery. So, on about the 4th or 5th day, we were getting really good at this. And we had to cross a river called Bighorn Creek. So, we got into formation, we were all very used to it. There's a guy named Pete from Minneapolis on my left. I forget who was on my right. But as we're crossing, Pete stumbled, and he let go of my hand. And all of a sudden, I let go of the person's hand who was next to me, and then I'm falling backwards. And I heard the guide say, "Get out of your pack!" So I got out of my pack, and the next thing I knew, I'm flying down. I'm caught. I'm just helpless against this river. And you have to remember that when you're there, there's boulders everywhere, boulders on the side, and there's very dangerous rocks on the bottom, so I could have been smashed against the boulders. I could have been caught, and you know, caught by a rock under the water and perhaps drowned. Nothing like that happened to me. Amazing event number 1. I don't know how long I was under the water. And you know, I'm a normal guy. I'm prone to the frustrations of everyday life, and I'm not stoic, but I'm also not overly emotional. But when I was going down that river, it was eerily calm. I remember thinking, people die this way. I'm not going to die. I just knew I was going to be okay. The river coughed me up onto this stony beach. I didn't know how long I was in the water, but I found myself on this beach. Gee, nothing wrong with me, I'm fine. I lost my hat, my sunglasses, but other than that, I was fine. But now I look up, my group is way, I don't know, 500, 600 meters up there, and in between me and the group is this hillside, this bottom slope of the mountain, very, very steep. And I don't know what you thought about mountains, but I had never been in the mountains before. And I thought they're solid rock, but they're not. It's full of stones and mud and sand, and it's very, very slippery. And crossing a slope like that with the creek down below would have been very, very dangerous. And would you believe, up above the tree line, in a place where there's nothing but willows, right there is a walking stick. It was a pole, shoulder high, perfect for holding, worn smooth by the water, right there. It was unbelievable. Amazing event number 2. Just amazing. So I used that. I crossed over the hillside to the rest of the group. And there's my pack. I have my pack. It had caught on a rock on the other side of the creek downstream, and one of the guides had retrieved my pack. So I'm uninjured, I had a walking stick, and my pack was still there. Everything's fine. And the group, very concerned about my safety. Are you okay? Are you okay? But they're also concerned about their vacation. They paid a lot of money to be there. And I thought, oh gee, are we going to have to get it? You know, is this guy going to have to leave? Are we going to have to walk out with him? Are we going to have to get a helicopter? And I said, I'm fine. No, let's just go on. Let's just go on. So the campfire that night, the guide pulled me aside and said, you know, the way that you handled that, it saved the trip for everybody. And again, I want to reiterate, I'm just a normal guy, and I don't know why I was so peaceful in that situation. I can't explain it. But if this was more than just luck, and there is some kind of divine plan, I haven't had the opportunity yet to give back, but I hope that at some time I'm able to be of service to somebody, and that there was a reason why I was uninjured. Madam President.
Yay!